Good morning and happy new school year, Suffolk Public Schools. I stand before you today excited and proud, excited to begin yet another school year as the Superintendent of Suffolk Public Schools. It's hard to believe, but this is my 6th year coming in as your superintendent. I'm also excited that this is my 26th year in public education, and I can honestly say I'm as excited today as I was back in 1989 when my soon-to-be wife called me the night before our first day of teaching and said, "Darren, suppose we don't like it." I laughed to myself and thought, I don't know about you, but I know I'm going to like it. And we did. In fact, not only did we both like it, we love it. Obviously, we love it. And I truly believe, just like so many of you here today, that I believe that teaching and positions in the field of education is a calling. We stick around for 10, 15, 20, and some 30+ years because we enjoy making a difference. Whether you're standing before high school seniors, working as an assistant in Early Start, serving as a bus driver, or printing copies and materials at the print shop, you have an impact and you are making a difference each and every day. We cannot function as a great school system without each of the roles and responsibilities fulfilled with such pride and care that I see at each of our schools and departments that I visit throughout the year. I want you to know that I appreciate the work that you do, and I say to those of you who are new, hold on, it's going to be the ride of your life. I've said it before that I'm proud. I'm proud to be here, and I hope that you're proud too. We all should feel proud of our accomplishments, proud of our progress, proud of holding our heads up, not giving up, and continuing to put forth effort to meet the standards that are necessary to say that we are a successful school division. Proud of the progress we have most recently made with the standards of learning scores, proud of the continuous improvement and the progress we've made throughout our division in each and every department. And while I know it's going to take time, I think it's important that at this time, I recognize our schools for the work that they did last year and the work that I'm sure you'll continue to do this year and years to come. So, as I call your school, please stand up and be recognized for your hard work. First of all, we added 2 additional schools to being fully accredited, Lakeland High School and Hill Point Elementary School. To those schools, thank you for adding to our list of schools of fully accredited. But as we talk about full accreditation, we cannot forget and must recognize the following schools that have maintained full accreditation at least the last 4 years. These schools, and please stand, Creekside Elementary, Driver and Florence Bowser Elementary, Kilby Shores and Northern Shores, Oakland John Yates Middle School, and Nesman River High School. Job well done to each of those schools. I'd also like to recognize Booker T. Washington Elementary School because 6 out of the 8 tests administered increased. 3rd grade math increased by 41 percentage points. Booker T. Washington. Mac Ben Jr. Elementary School, 7 out of the 8 SOLs administered increased their pass rates. 2 of those tests, 4th grade math and 4th grade reading, increased by 20% or more. Mac Ben. Nasman Parkway Elementary School, stand up. Thank you for significantly increasing the pass rates of 3rd grade reading, 3rd grade math, and 4th grade reading. And when we say significantly, we're talking about 10% or more in growth. Thank you. A big thank you to our newest elementary school for a smooth opening and earning full accreditation as a new school, Pioneer Elementary School. And next we have John F. Kennedy, 6 out of 10 SOL tests increased, with 3 areas, 7th and 8th grade English and 7th grade math significantly increased by 25, 24, and 12% respectively. Keep moving ahead, John F. Kennedy. Our next school, out of all the assessments administered, 90% of the assessments, 9 out of 10, increased last May. This is Kings Fork Middle School. Stand up and be recognized. And special thanks to Kings Fork High School for increasing Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 significantly. Kings Fork High School, stand up. And this last school, certainly not least, increased in all tests that were administered. 8 out of 8 tests, 5 of those tests administered increased more than 10%. Elephants Fork Elementary School. We all know that each of these schools have made significant progress, and it's due to the support of the entire school division, the instructional department from SAO, as well as the other departments that provide the support services throughout the year. As I've said before, this continued progress would not be possible without all of us pulling together and working as a team. Each department has contributed to this. Our purchasing department, for example, stand-up purchasing department, it's a small department. But you need to know that their commitment to making sure that we get the best for our funding by completing over 40 procurements throughout last year for textbooks, furniture, and other school supplies to make certain that we are ready and able to do what we need to do. Thank you, Purchasing Department. We certainly can't leave out our maintenance department. Your responses and completion of over 3,000 work orders throughout the year. The maintenance department, stand up. Thank you for the hard work that they do. We also have a very dear department, the transportation department. Bus drivers, we have bus drivers, dispatchers, mechanics, and the entire department has made the best out of our start and dismissal times, and they're quick to put in the extra time that's necessary, extra routes, and do whatever's necessary to make sure that our kids arrive to school safely. I appreciate your work. Our finance department, the money department. Thank you. Stand up, finance. The finance department, I thank you for your strategic approach to converting to Alio and MyAlio, and those of you who should all be familiar with it, this system allows all Suffolk Public School employees easy access to all of their financial documents. I thank you, finance department. Did you know that our technology department is in the process of replacing or have replaced over 800 laptops? 800 laptops throughout this summer, as well as provided Google training, and will provide extensive Google training October 17th and 18th, I believe. Technology department, stand up and be recognized, and thank you for the work you do. While I know when you begin calling names and departments, you may not call everyone, but please know that I personally thank and appreciate each and every department. Stop and think just for a moment. Think for just a moment, how could we function, and could we function without certain departments or positions? If it was a print shop, if there were no print shop, if there was no food services department, public relations, human resources, instructional services, our secretaries, custodians, and the pony drivers. We thank you all for all that you do. Let's give them all a hand. We need to realize that we could not progress as a school system if we did not have committed employees in each of those departments. So once again, I appreciate the hard work and commitment that each of you show. Now, as we ready ourselves for the new year, we have to consider, we celebrate our successes, but we have to step back. We have to reflect on where do we go from here. Well, we see that the academic progress is being made, but we must review and continue to analyze the data and maintain true professional learning communities and revisit each school improvement plan. We do this to address the specific areas that we need to grow in. We know by looking at the data that English, reading, and writing is an area of concern for us. So obviously, that laser focus will have to take place throughout this year and years to come. But as we have that laser focus, we can't forget those other content areas. We can't forget to continue to progress as we've done this year. In addition, as many of you know, we completed several surveys this year. You probably thought we'd survey you to death. Lots of surveys, but the purpose of those surveys was to gather information and to review the data. And from reviewing the data, we found out two things that stood out. About half of you have said, morale is not high. Morale is not high. And even though we allow you to wear jeans, it's still not very high. Well, you know, when I think about morale, and you wouldn't know it's not high coming in here, when I think about morale, as far as it's concerned, we have to ask ourselves, how can I feel better about what I'm doing, and how can I personally help improve morale? I'm responsible for that. They're responsible for that. You're responsible for that. We're all responsible for that, to increase and to enhance our morale. I've already approved the jeans once a week. And we'll continue to consider ways that we can improve and focus on morale. But I'm convinced when you see this type of progress and you're a part of the success, that in turn will increase morale. When I think of the other area of concern, the area in regards to teachers, making certain that teachers have adequate resources. And I know what that deals with. It's about teachers having to spend their own money. So one of the things that we're going to do this year, we're going to provide every classroom teacher a $100 voucher to school specialty store. You're going to get $100, you're going to get $100, you're going to get $100, and you're going to get $100. And no, it's not new money, it's just redirecting some funds. And finally, as I shared during the 3 graduation speeches that we did during this spring, we all need to consider and commit to moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. As much as I know many of you would like to rehear that speech, I won't re-share it. You can Google it. Google fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Yes, my Suffolk Public Schools family, I am proud. I'm proud to stand before you, and I'm excited.